What is up, everybody? It is ZXRyuu, and we are going to continue our Let's Play of Spyro the Dragon today. We're going to pick up where we left off, just entering the Magic Crafters world, so we're going to load up the game and get rolling. So, hope y'all are having a great day today. I just got back from the dentist's office, but everything was fine, so that works out. So, I don't like the dentist's office very much. I've had a lot of random work done, but everything's been okay, so, and I'm already messed up on what's left and what's right already. That's great. Okay. But at least we were able to get that dragon egg, so that was good. All right, so let's continue along here and start picking up treasure and whatnot. I always try and line those 4 guys up just to get them out of the way quickly. I mean, you can do them one at a time, but it just takes a while. So, okay, so in this world we have a lot of different types of like wizards and druids, not droids. That is Star Wars. So anyway, this is one of the few times we can use the use those propellers as a tool to get around and hit enemies. And these guys we can hit if we go really fast. Yep, there we go. Or you can just use this as well. You can use the windmill to hit them. I don't think you can use this to hit those guys way down there, though. Nope, it doesn't go that far. So this is one of the few stages that has 2 dragon eggs in it. So it has 2 thieves. 2 thieves. I do not enunciate very well, apparently. And no, it is not because of getting my teeth cleaned. Oh, that was pretty easy. All right. So anyway, we're gonna keep going and cleaning stuff up. So this is a supercharged panel, so this dragon will explain that a little bit more now.
When you see arrows like these, you can charge along with them to begin a supercharge.
Supercharge? Excellent.
Go ahead, try it.
Yeah, you're gonna try it and realize later, in a lot of the later levels, that it is junk. So, but this one is really easy. Because all it is just a straight line, at least to start. So you just hit that guy. You come down here and you break open that container, and that's really what you need to use the supercharge for in this stage. There's not really much else to the supercharge in this stage except for that box specifically, or that crate, or that treasure chest, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so we've got another flight level in here.
This portal leads to a special place where you can learn to fly. I remember when I was a young dragon, earning my wings.
Learn to fly. Got it.
So I think actually I was mistaken last time that that the flight level in the previous world, I'm gapping on the name of it right now, but I was thinking that was kind of like the first intended flight level, but I think Crystal Flight in this world actually is the first intended. Weird, he's not freaking out. Usually when you come over here and he realizes, oh, you've beaten my trap, he like starts freaking out, so. So the balloonist is down here. So, I mean, technically at this point we've gotten so many of the dragon eggs that we could go to beast makers, but we're not going to do that. We're going to stay here and finish everything that we need to do here with all the stages, since this is a 100% run. In a speed run, you would just do that and completely bypass this world altogether. But for this 100% run, we are not going to do that. And I just realized that I forgot something a little bit farther back in the stage. Actually, no. sorry, I did have it right. Let's go this way. So we need to go back here first before we go back to that previous section. Because there's a treasure chest that requires a key, and the key is back here. So you have to go here first before you can go back and get that keyed treasure chest. Yeah, I'm like trying to skip up the stairs and it's not working. So we need to fly to this little cavern from way up here. Just makes it easier. But again, you know, thinking outside the box where the game will let you go to certain places, but, you know, you kind of have to look around to see if you can find it. Huh, I missed a 2-gem somewhere. Wonder where I missed that. Oh, up against the wall. Okay, well, that's fine, because the first stage that we need to go to is right here anyway, so. Okay, so we'll go to Alpine Ridge. Okay, so there's these big beasts in this stage that will come up and try and maul you, so you just have to flame them to get around them. So that guy's kind of tricky because you either have to just like short charge him or you have to charge him off the ledge like I did, and you know, then just kind of wrap around and make sure you don't fall off. So recently I read an interesting article and saw an interesting YouTube video about the piracy protection on Spyro the Dragon 3. So at some point way later on, I will circle back around to that and talk about that when we play that game. I'm hoping to play the original Spyro trilogy here at some point. So, but this is kind of a reminder to myself to talk about that. So Jeremy, if you're watching this video, you need to remember to talk about the Spyro 3 hacking and piracy protection and everything. So.
Spyro, you're not afraid of those big, noisy, gigantic, awful beasts, are you?
Of course not.
I didn't think so.
Mm-hmm. Because you've already killed a bunch of them at this point, so. So there's a branching path, I guess, where you can either go toward the beast, or you can climb up this stairway with the treasure up here, and you can fly over here with these wizards and druids over here. So we're going to do that. And that was horrible, horrible aim. I don't know what happened there. All right. And usually if you back away from the druids, they will reset their position, and then you can do whatever you need to hit them. They reset their trap. Okay, so let's just jump over that. I'm glad that that stair was up. That probably would have shot me off the edge, actually. That was bad. So, and today I went back and listened to my original Spyro the Dragon video that I posted to YouTube and Twitch, and I was kind of embarrassed actually by it. I'm like super monotone in the video, and just, I don't know, it just sounded like completely uninterested and uninteresting. And so now I'm like kind of self-conscious about how like how these videos are and stuff. I'm like, man, that was kind of bad. So I'm hoping that these later videos are a lot more interesting than that one was. So if you want to laugh or you want to see how apathetic I was, just certainly check out that video. Uh-oh. Ooh, that was a little too close. Got a lot of close calls in this stage. Yikes. Okay, so now we can continue on this way. And for whatever reason, that particular wizard is moving really, really fast when you first land on this platform, but then they slow down. So I don't know if that's a programming glitch or... Whoa. Whew. That could have been awful. That would have been death. Man, I gotta be careful.
Oh, thank you for releasing me.
Yeah, same. So we will circle back around and get the firework boxes over on that other side a little bit later here. There's a way to kind of loop back toward it, so we will do that shortly. And the left and right is really messing me up. I'm still used to the left being left and right being right, so, and I can't reverse it in this game, like I said in the first video, so that was weird. Got hung up on the level geometry. Yeah, scary. Set that off. Here. So I had, when I was watching my first Spyro the Dragon video, I remembered that, or just, I guess I said in that video that my aunt also had a Sega Genesis over at her house, so I would play Sonic 3 and Knuckles also, and in addition to the original Sonic game. So I did that over at my aunt's house as well, in addition to playing this game.
Great work, Spyro. If you keep this up, you'll learn all the tricks of the Magic Crafter world.
Okay, so at this point we could return home because the stage kind of loops back around, but there's still lots more to do. So from this vantage point we can jump off over here. And there's yet another thief in here that we're going to have to catch. Kelvin.
Remember that these blue thieves haven't stolen eggs only in the Magic Crafter world. Don't worry, I'll take care of them.
Okay, so I'm going to avoid the treasure temporarily so I can catch this guy. It's a little bit easier. There we go. To get him when you don't mess around with all the treasure. Then you only have to come through here once. Just back up a little bit. I mean, this whole back section back here is technically a giant loop, you know, because it comes back to the beginning. So we need to jump off. Go the other way here. So, all right, we've gotten all the treasure now. Okay, so now we need to go over here. These platforms are kind of freaky because you have to set off the fireworks and they will hurt you. There's no real good place to stand. So what I do is I usually set them off, move on to the next one, and I go back, and then go back again. So there's just a really, really high probability of dying on these platforms, which I don't like. I don't think anybody does. But anyway, that gives us all the treasure. And then, you know, like in the other stages, since we've gotten everything, we can just warp out. So there's no reason to not warp out at this point. It just saves you from dying, you know, or the potential of dying, I guess. So. Okay. So, and also when you save and quit the game, all the spheres that you've collected go away. So you have to recollect those. And again, if you get, I don't know if it's like 24 or how many it is, but when you complete the circle around Spyro's icon there, you'll get an extra life. So, so yeah, it's good to do that. And I don't know why I went all the way down there, actually. I was talking about the spheres. I forgot to just go up to the next stage, which is up here. Okay, so so the high caves have a section that have fairies in them where you can't fall off and die. But I don't know why I did that with the camera. That was weird. I was like indecisive on which way I wanted to go. So these guys here, they're not spiders because they don't have 8 legs, but they're invincible to flaming and charging. So, but there's a way to deal with them a little bit later in the stage because they do have, that's weird. So they do have treasure in them, so we have to defeat them in order to get their treasure. So, and those blue wizards will absorb the little wind attack that comes by. I probably could have made that all the way to the top. You know, but they'll attack you if you try and run by them, so it's better just to kill them and then use the outcroppings there to avoid the flame. Or avoid the whirlwind.
Please do something about these green druids. They insist on moving everything in sight.
Okay. All right, so we kind of have to go back down a little bit because we have to go onto this roof over here and get the treasure over here. I believe this is some of the last treasure that I found in this stage. I couldn't seem to see it, and I couldn't seem to find it for whatever reason. So it took me a while of looking around in order to find that finally. Okay, so these okay, I think I've gotten everything. Okay, so these green druids, they move the platforms around, and you can kind of get to them at any particular point, but it makes it really easy to get over to them if you jump and fly about halfway through when they're moving back toward you. So, because you'll have enough length to make that. So, but initially in this stage, there are quite a few places that you can die by falling off of. So, they kind of give you a reprieve a little bit by giving that one section with the fairies, and they're right there. So this is where this no dying section shows up. Those two treasure were also kind of difficult for me to find there. At first I kept running past them. Okay. Alright, so this is like supercharged central right here, so.
I hate those bugs. When I become big and strong, like you, I'll squash them all.
Until then, remember that supercharge makes you invincible.
So there's a big hint about that there, because you can supercharge these guys and get rid of them. So, so you have to do that for some of them, but not all of them. And also, that guy must really like laundry since his name is Ajax. But also, there was also a dragon back there named Kelvin. I don't know what happened to Celsius and Fahrenheit, but they're not in this game. Okay, so sometimes the supercharge doesn't let you get to certain areas, and this is one of them. So there's two caves back here that you just have to fly toward. And we have another thief. This guy, you have to pretty much cut every corner, and he's kind of obnoxious. He doesn't let you cut corners very often. So right there is a good time to grab him. I think I got all of the treasure. Let me make sure, because I know there's some back here that I sometimes will miss. Okay. All right. So to get back, I will go over to this platform, or I'll just fall off and have the fairies carry me. But anyway, I'll go to that platform, then I'll go to the corner of the bridge. So that works just as well. But falling off, you know, puts you up here. Okay, so the next place we can go is over here. If you hold the jump button when you get kind of to the down part of the slope, when you go up, you'll jump really far and really high. I have no idea why the return home is in here, but anyway, you can jump really high.
Try combining supercharge with jumping and gliding.
Yeah.
And really explore the high caves.
Okay. So, and see, the fairies are down there too, so, trying trying to remember. Yeah, we can just jump and glide over to this one. We don't have to go back and use the supercharge again. Okay, and I believe the same thing is true here, where we can just kind of go, oops, we can go around. Yeah, but landing those windmills on top of other windmills does not break them open, so they're a special trigger. And again, that guy works well to just fly across the moat. So this part we actually do have to be grabbed by the fairies. There's no way to get back, so that's why they're here. Primarily because of that, they won't let you come back. So there's just no way to. Okay, so now we need to use the supercharge to go kill the first bug. And this is where the supercharge gets annoying. Wow, he like glitched through the level geometry. Weird, I've never seen that. Okay, now we got to be a little bit careful in figuring out where these guys are before we continue. These platforms are here to protect you from the bugs, so because they move really fast and they want to get you. So you have to wait till they're pretty far away from you and then charge to get around. Because you'll want to come through here and pick up all this treasure and deal with the bugs a little bit later. I'm trying to remember if there's any treasure in here. Okay, it doesn't look like it. Okay, now getting back is a little bit more complicated because he's blocking the path. So we have to kind of bait him into coming over here. Come here. And then we have to run around that pole because he'll get slowed down on it. So okay. So we need to kill this druid and then immediately turn this way because he's blocking the wall and blocking you from getting up, so he blocks you in with the spider. Or spider, no, with the bug. Same thing with this guy. Although if you can come around on the side, he won't do anything, which is kind of weird, but I don't know. Okay, so now the way we deal with the rest of these is we get a flame power-up, and we can just overheat the bugs. The problem is this does not last throughout the rest of the stage. I wish it did. So, and in Spyro 2 and 3, they give you some power-up bars so you can see how long it's going to be until it runs out. So here you just have to take your best guess and just kind of kill them as quick as you can. So this bug down here is kind of one of the slower ones because you have to pretty much go right to the end of your power in order to grab him. And then you got to go the other way as well. I think there's another one. Back the other way. Oops. That's actually bad because you want to be as close to the edge as absolutely possible so that you don't have to run as far. So when I pushed the ferry back, that was bad. Oh, maybe you have to supercharge that one. That would be typical of this game to make you do things like that. Because eventually the supercharging gets ridiculously stupid, especially in Beast Makers. I think it's got some of the worst supercharged panels. So this is kind of a walk in the park compared to that, but anyway, you just charge into that guy. Oh no, I guess he had the 10, so I guess that's it. Yep. Okay, cool. I thought for some reason there was another bug in there. I guess not. So in the average treasure in each level becomes about 500. There's some that are slightly higher and some that are slightly lower, but for the most part, the treasure is now at a standard 500. So, whoa. Okay, stop. Sheesh. Spyro careening out of control. I let go of the charge a while ago and he was still holding on to it for whatever reason. So, but yeah, the average treasure is about 500 now. So the stages get pretty long because of that. Okay. If you can catch some of these wizards before they get up on their platforms, you can kill them and then a treasure will just spawn instead of the enemies. So that's one nice thing, but it's pretty difficult to catch those guys. I've only done it once. So you got to be really fast right out of the gate, and you got to be flaming and charging and pretty much get perfect accuracy with the glitch in order to get them. You can't do that in the remastered trilogy. You're just way too slow, and the glitch doesn't work that way. Yeah. Let's see here. There's a branching path, and I'm trying to remember where it is because I don't know that I can get to it right at first, but can't remember. Yeah, here it is. This section over here took me a really long time to find. Like I looped completely back through the game and played a bunch of the stages over again in order to finally find that because I couldn't figure out for the longest time where that was. Because when I was first playing this game, we didn't have really access to the internet. I mean, it existed, but it was like dial-up basically, and the internet was brand new. So the number of websites that just had like cheats or walkthroughs or whatever, I think there was only like 1 or 2 video game websites. I don't even think GameFAQs was even in existence at the point when I was playing through this. So so for me, I had to go through the stages, over and over and over until I found all the treasure. So it wasn't until Spyro 2 and maybe even Spyro 3 when when access to the internet was big enough that could figure stuff out. But even then, I didn't look at the internet guides hardly at all. I really tried really hard to just do everything without the internet, and I still follow that even today. I don't like doing the internet to find stuff unless I absolutely can't find something. So, which I guess is kind of ironic since I'm making 100% runs of games where people can come see where stuff is. So I guess I'm a walking contradiction.
Welcome to Wizard Peaks. This is my favorite supercharged spot. Use it to bash those wizards.
So this is now the point in the game where the supercharge, since it makes you invincible, they start kind of pointing out that, hey, you can kill other enemies with this. You don't have to just stick to the normal flame and charge. You can do other things. So the supercharge will immediately break those open though for some reason. So that the supercharge has special properties to get around that. But I guess going back to walkthroughs and guides and stuff, that's weird. I've never gotten airborne there. Sometimes I would get official guides if I really didn't know. If I was thinking it was an RPG or something and I was sure that I wasn't going to get everything, I just would get a guide for that. But I would buy the official guide, I guess, because the internet guides still weren't super huge until recently. Within the 2010s and 2005, maybe 2005 or something like that. But okay, so we need to fly over here and then we need to go back because there's a few things I need to mention. So this wizard we can kill, and he doesn't spawn a bunch of enemies. So we can just pick up the treasure on the way up rather than having to worry about the enemies, because we can cut them off at the pass that way. I guess we'll free this dragon, and then I'll talk about the supercharged panels.
Thank you for releasing me.
You're welcome. Okay, so the supercharged panels, if you get on one and start charging, it'll turn like white or yellow. And then if you charge onto another one, it will turn red. And when it's red, that means you have twice the amount of power and you can jump and glide even farther. So you have to do that in a couple of places. I think this is one of those places over here. I think you have to stack them in order to get to that. And again, this stage in particular took me a while to figure out because I didn't know you could stack the supercharges for a while. So I just like started all the way up at the top and was like, okay, let's get going as absolutely as fast as possible and see what that does. And then I was like, oh, the smoke turns red. So I was like, that's, I guess, oops, and apparently that canceled it. So I was like, oh, that's how you gain more speed to get over there, because I was like, I can only go so far. Why is this not working? So eventually just supercharged on both panels and went around, and lo and behold, get up here. So this world kind of breaks you in a little bit and says, okay, there's going to be a lot of supercharging in the next world, so you better be ready. And so they start kind of breaking you in. So if you choose not to do all the supercharging here, you're going to be in a world of hurt when you get to Beast Makers, because it is awful. So I guarantee you that in the next video, when we get to the Beast Makers, I'm going to die several times trying to get stuff. So I still can't perfectly do everything in that world. Okay, so we have another thief that we can just fly across, hit him off, and get the egg. Oh, that was a generous hitbox. Wow. Not sure how that worked. Oops. All right, well, that worked out. Didn't take any damage. And I think I've missed some, because that is supposed to be an exit point there. So I guess let's look around a little bit more. Maybe I missed something obvious. So again, the music's starting to get a little bit more intense now, because Stuart Copeland, when he wrote the music, was saying that the more intense levels, he tried to make the music more intense as well. Oh, yep. I completely missed that. Okay. Let's see here. I believe we need to go back over here and take that starting path to get over to him. So I think there's a branching path off of the branching path that I missed. Okay, there's the bridge. That was almost really bad. Oh yeah, there it is. So you have to glide from the edge right there and get down here. But again, you have to loop around again too, you know, because you have to go back that same way in order to get all of the treasure, so. Yeah, so usually letting go of the charge will cancel it immediately, but not that last time. That was weird.
Listen carefully, Spyro. There's a secret area in the artisan home. It is at the waterfall. Try jumping on the stones there.
Artisan home, waterfall. Sounds good.
So that's the dragon I talked about in the very first video that that shows you where the Sunny flight level is. But again, there's nothing from stopping you from doing it at any point. So you can just go jump on all the stones and open it up and do it. So, but he's the one that tells you about that. So there's no dragon to explain that you have to use the cannon to destroy the bullseye on there. It's like the bullseye is like, you know, supposed to be obvious that there's something there. So, but again, the flight level here is, I think, supposed to be the first flight level. Let's see here. Yep, so we're down to just the flight level and the boss. So I don't remember if this particular flight level is linear or not. I can't remember. So I think it is. Yeah, because I think this is supposed to be the first one that you come to. So this, or like linearly, if you're doing it the intended way. But again, the second time through, you don't need to do that. So. Huh. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. I don't remember where the next thing is. That was bad. Okay. Let's try that again. I don't know why that went so wrong. It's supposed to be the easiest, he says. Yeah, make a liar out of me. Oh, that's right. I got off the sequence. Okay, yeah, you're supposed to go after the planes, and then after you kill all the planes, then you go get the treasure chests. Forgot that the planes led into that. I don't know how I completely missed the planes, but... yeah, so you kill them, and then it dumps you right back here so that you can get all the treasure chests. Okay, that went as it was supposed to. That went as intenders. Ugh, gosh. But yeah, it's easy if you you do it that way. All right. So next is the boss. And I always try to move immediately there after getting out, because the fairy will always get triggered and say, do you want to save your game? It's like, no, I just want to continue. So, but for whatever reason, it dumps you out right on the save point. So just have to skip over that. Okay. So this boss is not very difficult, but it is kind of like quote unquote an auto scroller, because he like leads you through the stage pretty much. How did I miss that? I have triggered that and then ran off without picking it up, so make sure I pick that up. Uh-oh. Ah. Well, I jumped, and it triggered my jump, but didn't get out of the way of it. Okay, so this is the boss. Oh, that's weird. What the heck? Why did the flame not hit him? Man, there's some weird stuff happening that I've never seen before.
Thanks for releasing me, Spyro. You have no idea how long I've been trapped in crystal. And, neither do I. Who are you again?
I'm out of here.
Hi, I'm out of there. Nice to meet you. Okay. And I always just try and jump immediately off these platforms when they move them over. They give you enough time to like walk onto them, but I always just jump because I feel like it's safer. Let's see here. I think we need to go this way to get the rest of this treasure before we continue. Yeah, so that whirlwind will put you over here. Yeah, so but anyway, I just kill those guys and get away from them as fast as possible because they're annoying. Wow. I don't think that guy has killed me in a very long time. What on earth? That was very weird. Alright, well, let's do it again. Yeah, usually that happens. I'll just rush him and hit him and won't have any problems. Oh well. It's a let's play, not a speed run. Yeah, so that was very weird. I don't know why I had so much trouble with him. Oh well. And hopefully if I've done this right, this is the last treasure. Yes. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so that does it for the Magic Crafter's World. I did not want to quit the game there. That would have been bad. Okay, so since we've already talked to him, we can go ahead and go to Beastmakers. And sticking with the comical theme of this game, I forgot to mention in the first video that, yeah, Spyro jumps on top of the balloonist for some reason. No idea why, but whatever. Alright, so let's find the first dragon so we can save. And then we will pick up the rest of Beastmakers in the next video. So let's see if I can find him. Kind of picking up everything along the way. So there's a lot of electricity here, and there's just a lot of junk in this world that I don't like. It's very annoying. This is probably my least favorite world in the game. So.
Nasty Nork is turning our swamp into an electrified junk heap. And it used to be so beautiful.
I'm sure it was.
All right. All right. Well, that does it for Magic Crafters. So next time we'll pick up with the Beastmakers World. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and we will catch you again here real soon. See you later.